overall album artistry. And Reese, you kind of alluded to this, like lyrical creativity, song creativity, album concept. What was the better play track for track, and also production? Like, what album would you go with?
All right, so I guess I could start with this one. So I'm gonna go through. I guess I could go through the album, right? I honestly don't remember all the songs off of the Carter 2. I remember all the songs off Good Kid, Mad City, and it's not Wayne's fault. Just I listen to a lot of music, but I also listen to Good Kid, Mad City a lot too. If we're gonna go with conceptually, I'm definitely saying Good Kid, Mad City. If we're gonna go with lyrics, that's a tricky one because you kind of got to give up. You got to give and take when it comes to lyrics and making great songs. I think that Kendrick Lamar compromises very well with beats that he's chosen, and he don't be too lyrical enough that you can't understand what he's saying, and he don't be way too lyrical that he drowns out the beat. So he kind of like, it's like a perfect combination of the two. I think the reason why I'm gonna go with the lyrics on with Kendrick is because every song has a different dimension and it's different lyrics, and not just how good you flow on a beat. To me, it's also how good you can actually tell something, and then the next song it'd be totally different from the last song. Even with Carter, some of the songs are similar. They're not the same, but they're similar in what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 songs. But when you listen to Good Kid, Mad City, the lyrics kind of like, it's a little more, it's deeper than, it brings you in. Tired of running, my own people, tired of hunting. Like, you know what I'm saying? It affects your psyche. So I think I have to go with the lyrics, not just actually off of bars. And then when we go to production, I'm gonna go with to Carter 2. I think the Carter 2 has better production than City, in my opinion. Yes, there's a lot of beats on the Carter 2 that hit really hard. And when you're dealing with a conceptual album, every beat ain't gonna be crazy. It can't be every beat be crazy.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you're dealing with concepts, you have to make a song that fits the beat.
You had to have down tempo.
Yeah, it can't be every beat can't be a Just Blaze beat. You know what I'm saying?
well, just before answer, we get to your comments.
He did.
Good Kid, Mad City had Just Blaze, Soundwave, Pharrell, Hit Boy, The Business, right? Carter 2 had Birdman, The Runners, and Heat Makers. So
now, and T-Mix.
I will say this. The producers,
T-Mix, don't forget about T-Mix. Shout out to him, down south producer.
Okay.
And even Batman from Marquez Houston did some production on this album. That was like one of the surprises.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I will say this. The names you named of Good Kid, Mad City they're better producers. I'll give you that. I'm not saying they're not. But I think that they went into it making a conceptual album where they didn't try to make every beat a banger. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Some of these beats, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Money on My Mind beat is not better than what's the song? The song where he's with Kendrick and they was when they said I took a left and took a right, you know what I'm saying? Like One Lucky Night, I can't remember the name of the song, but basically, I'm not gonna say that beat is not better than that beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think that's what I believe.
Interesting you chose that. I don't know. Well, Anson, what do you think? I want to get to your comments.
We'll go back to cultural impacts. I see the 4 categories. Because I'm kind of split between the 2. As far as overall album artistry, lyric creativity, that is a toss-up in 2 different ways. Because if we want to say bar for bar, we can say Wayne. But if we want to say conceptually, lyrically, you have to go Kendrick just off the storytelling. But if I had to make an edge, I probably would edge that to Wayne. Okay. And maybe that's just the South in me. That's maybe edging it to that, even though I got a Dr. Dre t-shirt on right now. Song creativity, definitely Kendrick. Even though Wayne gave us like what people wanted, no one didn't expect like a West Coast artist to make songs like this for a whole album. Even though, shout
Yeah,
out to Razzcast. You know, it's funny. Someone told me that to them they compared Good Kid, Mad City to Solo on Ice, as far as like what they were talking about at that time. Because what
I could
Razzcast
see
was talking
that.
about in the '90s, you wasn't expecting West Coast rappers to hear that. It was either fun or gangster. He
In
was
my
going
opinion,
the conscious,
yeah.
anti-religious route, and he made Nature of the Threat. Nature of the Threat, you could put in the same boat as Sing About Me Dying of Thirst.
Believe it or not, I see a lot of Razzcast influence in Kendrick Lamar, especially early Kendrick Lamar. I said that a long time ago on a post. I had a debate about Kendrick Lamar. This is like 10 years ago. And I could see that.
Nature of the Threat, we called it Nature of the Beast, but Nature of the Threat
Mhm.
may be arguably one of the greatest rap songs of all time. And I like a lot of people don't
I
even
like you
understand
said that.
how good the song is.
Mhm.
If you go listen to it, it's so good that it scares you. It's scary good.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those songs that it that song that to me that was the very first song that I think that was suppressed. That in the Kim song by Eminem. He went through he gave you a history lesson on that song. That song is crazy, man. But that's just my opinion. I just want to say that.
You want to hear
Yeah.
something funny? Nature of the Threat actually caused an argument between me and my dad. He wanted me to stop listening to rap music because he
Oh
felt like it was
wow.
feeding us wrong messages.
That song is
That's crazy.
oh
Better
man.
Oh
album
man.
track to track.
Yeah.
Now, this is where initially I had Carter 2 until I didn't know that Good Kid Mad City had 4 or 5 bonus tracks because I had the bootleg version and the last track was the recipe. So when I
Yeah.
heard Black Boy
That-
Fly and the song with Mary J. Blige and the remix with Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe and a song called Collect Call, I actually heard that for the first time today. That song
It's
hard.
fire.
I may have to edge that to Kendrick. Album
yeah.
production, even that is a toss up, but I would edge that to Wayne.
Yeah, it looks like it's the split categories between you guys. Like I think you guys are giving production and lyrical creativity to Wayne and song creativity and better album track for track to Kendrick. I could see that. I definitely can. I will say that
Like
Wayne's
on the bonus joint.
yeah,
That's crazy, bro. Oh my god.
Compton's one of my favorite songs, man. Compton,
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah,
song.
Just
That
Blaze did that one.
oh my god.
And that's
Um
another shock thing. That's another reason why I may edge Kendrick with overall album
artistry.
artistry and may
Yeah.
edge Wayne with cultural impact. We'll get back to that. Because is this the first album where Dr. Dre raps on 2 songs and both songs are not produced by him?
That's an interesting point. I forgot about the recipe too. I think the recipe was the first time that Kendrick made me jump out of my seat. Just that flow and
That
that
song is
over yeah.
hard, hard.
It, I don't know. I may have to go production to Good Kid Mad City because just thinking about it, just the recipe in Compton and then the energy between Mad City. And the one thing about Mad City is, well, we're gonna get to song quality in a minute, but that beat switch, oh my god, that beat switch is classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Punk ass up.
Um,
Yeah, MC8. Yeah.
MC8, man, but it's a tight debate, man. It's a tight debate, even on overall artistry, but a good one. So let's get to the
Now, if we go
third.
back to cultural, if you don't mind, just to
Yeah, we can go
clarify
back.
cultural impact. We said
Yeah,
impact on the artist's career. If I'm not mistaken, I said Wayne for that. Impact on
yeah,
the artist region, I did say Wayne. Impact
Wayne.
on hip history,
Yeah.
That's a toss up, but I would give that to Wayne. Commercial impact, I'll give that to Kendrick. So thus
Okay.
far, I
Yeah.
would give
I
Wayne
got
cultural impact. Artist album artistry is even, but if we had to say which outweighs what, we may have to give it to Good Kid, Mad City,
you.
even though the Carter 3, I'm sorry, the Carter 2 doesn't necessarily sound like a down south album. It does have its moments. Like, yeah. Good Kid, Mad City is a one of its kind for a West Coast album, even for a Kendrick album, because he hasn't made another album like that since.
That's a good point.
So
What
I
I
will
will say
say overall
of the
artistry.
two albums when it comes to artistry, they're actually very similar in that they're probably the most, I would say, street kind of albums either artist ever did. Like Wayne really had a lot of the street East Coast hustler element of that. But Wayne's energy on there, I think, was a little bit better. I'm not going to say a little bit better, but Wayne's energy, this was the most raw Wayne has ever been on an album. Just the braggadocio that he came with, like the just the raw, his flows, his confidence, his tone. Even though Kendrick's was different, you know what I mean, because it was a concept album. But what I will say about Wayne, and this kind of goes into song and maybe lyrical creativity, is Wayne's tone was definitely better. It was stronger on the Carter too. I will say that.
As far as okay, so as far as tone goes, that's another reason why I side with Good Kid, Mad City, because I think that again Kendrick took you through an experience, and
Mm-hmm.
to me, I never, and to this day, I never heard an artist switch up styles and flows on one entire project like that.
Yeah.
Actually, if I would even take it a step further, this the Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn, I never heard an artist switch up their styles like that to the point where it's like
Yeah.
you don't even know if that's the same person.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about Good Kid, Mad City. Every song was an experience, listening to it, and even when I listen to it today, some of the songs gives me chills. I'm like, damn, like he's really going crazy. So
Money Trees is my favorite Kendrick song, still to this day.
Let me ask y'all this question. Do y'all feel that Kendrick has an underground hip hop sound? Or let me rephrase that. Do you feel like he sort of has an underground hip hop sound that may turn on the hip hop heads more than the casual fans? Or do you think he created that sound that
Ooh,
adapted to everyone who listens to hip hop, period?
great question.
are you asking now or are you talking about for then?
Just for that album.
Oh, just for that album, I think he definitely
Yeah.
activated people's ears. I think that I think Kendrick Lamar with Good Kid, Mad City, he made a grand introduction. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that when he did that, I think off of that first album, I believe he solidified his spot as I'm here. And I think a lot of people, and I'll be honest with y'all, I think a lot of people think that he wasn't going to make an album better than that. I think people, even though people say Spin Butterfly isn't better, in my opinion, it is. But I think a lot of people think that that was it. He wasn't going to get no better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was shocked. That's all I'm gonna say. I was shocked. I was surprised. But
That
yeah,
makes sense
I
why
definitely,
Sean said it reminds him of Illmatic. That makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah. It sure does.
yeah.
Um.
I probably, to be
I,
honest with you, I probably would put this more of it was written than Illmatic. If you ask me, I think this album.
I can
I
see
think
it
this
both
album
ways.
more it was written than Illmatic, in my opinion.
I can kind of
Good Kid,
see
Mad
it both
City.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So it's kind of like a dead heat, man. This is a very good battle. Very, very good battle. Very even. So the third category, overall
Song
song
quality.
quality. Yeah. So we could start with hit records and timeless records. I just pointed out like, you know, their chart position, you know, as far as how the songs did, but like overall, like what songs to this day ring off from both albums that you would say stood the test of time? Like, oh, the minute you hear Good Kid, Mad City, oh, I know that song, I know that song, or Carter 2 the same way. What songs like ring off like, oh my God, like automatically you think of that song, that song's not getting out your head.
You know, it's a tied round, and that Kendrick Lamar versus Lil Wayne battle that me and the other lads did, where
Yeah,
people got at his song selection.
yeah.
Money in My Mind versus Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe was a tie.
I didn't know it did that. Wow, really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna rematch that round later. But long story short, Maurice, like a lot of people wasn't feeling that Kendrick Wayne battle I did because he felt like he didn't play the right Wayne songs, even though he was aiming for like the mixtape Wayne. I don't think he
Yeah.
was playing the right mixtape Wayne songs. I'll read that
You left
playlist
off
later.
so much, man.
But that's what when you asked that question, it made me think Money in My Mind right away. And that
Yeah,
wasn't even a main single. That was a B-side. But that
that's
might
true.
be the biggest song of that album, Money on My Mind, because that's
That's
still
true.
someone is quoting some from that song as far as like this new era.
Hmm.
I've heard it plenty times and from these drill rappers, at least say the
Yeah,
hook. I've heard at least 2 rappers say, "Dear Mr. Something, I'm the shit," and not even
hmm,
toilet, just something else.
yeah,
Of
I guess
course, bitch don't kill
uh,
my vibe for Good Kid, Mad City.
it's Good Kid, Mad City to me it's too many, bro, to name. Like this would be it, to me. It's not even close if you ask me, because you look
It's
at
not. Yeah, it's
Poetic
not.
to Money Trees to what's it
swimming
Sharon,
pools is another
when
one.
the lights shine off and it's my turn to settle down. Man, can probably
Yeah,
sing about you.
sing about me. Yep, prime
Yeah,
time
Mad
Super,
again.
City wasn't even a single, and you hear that recited in shows.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Kill My Vibe. It's too many, bro.
We
To
don't
me
we
that
don't even, you know what's crazy? We mentioned all these songs and we didn't even mention Poetic Justice with Drake.
that was
And
the
that's
first
kind of the and that's like the biggest single off of there.
song.
Like
Yeah,
literally.
that was the first
So
song I like.
Probably because of the time that we're in. That's probably why.
that's
But
right.
yeah, we know Poetic
Yeah,
Justice. Oh,
yeah, that's
funnier thing about that battle, Poetic Justice beat back that ass up.
I could
oh,
see that.
the record, man.
I could see that.
You can
That's
see
a great
that?
record.
But back that ass up is that's like the that's like the twerk anthem. That was the first record that got girls twerking. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
That's why I was surprised that Poetic Justice won, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he right. It's not close as far as like hit songs. And I don't even think this album was intended to have hits. That's the crazy part.
What about
Because Muddy
Timeless
Trees is
Records?
like a memorable song. What it was some backseat freestyle that had a music video.
Yeah. And that energy on backseat freestyle was something else too. So what do you think has the Timeless Records that onto this that almost get better when you listen to it? You know what I mean? Or would you say what album do you listen to and you kind of listen to a song that maybe you didn't think was all that back then, but now it sounds better than it did when it came out. You know what I mean?
Um, I, again, I'm gonna have to go a Good Kid, Mad City on this one too, because
Yeah,
I think that it's even though Kendrick wasn't as layered as he is today, I still believe that he was dropping a lot of gems in that song, and isn't and again from a point of view of it being an experience for people who don't really see, who's looking from the outside in, versus somebody who's just spitting a lot of bars in his punchline. I think that's to me that's what makes the difference between the two. Um, Timeless records and records that will stay around, I'm definitely going to say Good Kid, Mad City, because I
yeah,
mean, people are still rocking them songs. People are still talking about that album like it just came out. It's crazy to me. Like
yeah. That's wild.
I'm like, that album came out
2012.
Like almost over 20 years, right? Like 11, 10 years, right? Something like that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
probably like 15, like 13, 2012. So yeah,
Yeah.
You know that Wu-Tang albums are made to dissect, and this album is made to dissect, just like So on Ice. Because I'm looking at
mhm,
the playlist right now. Like, yeah, it's definitely Good Kid, Mad City as far as like timeless records. Even
yeah,
though the Carter 2, I'm not a Birdman fan at all, but that's one of the few good verses he done on I'm a D Boy
that
when
is
they rapped
true.
on the Rakim loop.
Yeah,
How you feel about like father, like son?
I like that album.
I like Wayne, but
Yeah,
Birdman to me is one of the worst rappers ever, and I'm from the South. Like I put Birdman in the same category as Benzino.
wow, that's strong. I don't
Yeah,
like
I have
Birdman either.
The album
Manny
was
Fresh
right. I think the album
is way better than rapper than him. Man, come
it was
on.
slept
Mhm.
on, even though like I didn't really like Birdman's raps, but that album was kind of good. I ain't gonna lie.
That album was dope.
Oh, my leather so soft.
Um,
That joint, yeah.
Now Wayne
yeah, I
had this
like
one
Leather So
solo
Soft.
joint on that
That's a good
album
one
was
though.
hard as
Yeah.
Side note, Anson, we gotta redo that Wayne versus Kendrick versus, man. I got so many Wayne songs that I wanted to put on a list, bro.
After we finish that, I want to go through that list because I want him to hear the list and the overtime list that me and my brother did. So you might like the
Yeah, we could do
overtime list
that
more.
on the next call, definitely.
But I see
Because I
better
do want to
songs
ask
of
y'all
artist
a question.
career.
Oh
Is
my
better
god.
songs of artist career the same as timeless records, or is that separate?
Yeah. Well, what do you think the artist had the bigger songs of their career off of that album? I go with Kendrick though, because what songs? I mean, Wayne bangers off of there. I guess some of his street cuts. You know what I mean, like hustler music. But
Oh yeah,
I think,
Fireman, best
yeah,
rapper alive. But then he done
Fireman.
joints you didn't expect. And another thing about this Carter 2 album is he made songs that you would expect him to do, like Mo Fire. That's the first time he ever rapped on that type of beat. Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
I'd expect him to go in like that.
Yeah, he was
Grown
on Red
Man
Form. Hmm.
with Currency, where when Currency actually went toe to toe with him on that song. And I say that as far as like no verse was bigger than the other in that type of way.
Yeah,
Receipt that the Heat Makers produced. Heat Makers got two joints on here, the Mob and Receipt.
the Mob is hard, man. Mob, the first joint, that's fire. Um, I would have to
If there
lean.
was a song from Good Kid,
Yeah.
Mad City that I would skip, it would be
Mhm.
Real.
Okay. Real.
If there
Which
was a
one was?
song from the Carter 2 that I would skip, it would be Wheezy Baby.
Yeah, that wasn't too good. Let me go through that track list. Let me remember what Real was. No, I like Real. Real. I did like that. It's kind of got a slow vibe to it, but it's chill. You know what I mean? It's a chill joint. Okay,
But
so
nah, Collect Calls though. I need you gotta hear that song. I'm mad that I just heard that song for the first time ever today.
yeah,
Collect Calls. That's from the iTunes version of Good Kid, Mad City.
yeah, he had both albums are kind of the same length. Like Carter 2 is like 22 songs, and Good Kid, Mad City with all the songs on there is like 18 or 19 songs. You know what I mean? Not to mention
17.
17, yeah.
It's
And because
17 songs, but do keep in mind he got like 2 songs that are over 6 minutes.
that's true. And that goes to features. I, I mean, I think Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, from the remixes with Jay-Z and Dr. Dre to Mary J. Blige to MC8, Drake on there. Even though these two
J
are
Rock.
bitter enemies now, J Rock. That verse from J Rock actually made me go ahead and do my homework and start listening to this dude, because J-Rock is fire. Like, he's one of my kind of low-key favorites that I rock to, man. But
That's why
as
he
far
shouted
as
him
like,
out in Daylight in the Grammys.
yeah, as far as features for Carter 2, I mean, you got
Currency, Birdman, Corrupt,
I
but
don't like
Corrupt only did the
Birdman.
hook.
I don't like Birdman a little bit. Even though he did rap on that one song. Um Robin Thicke,
I
here's
think
the thing. Shooter, everybody loves Shooter. I do not like that song. I mean, it
you
sounds
don't
all
like
right.
Shooter. Yo,
It's
that's my joint. Yeah.
okay. But I mean, I guess I'm on an island. People call that song classic, you know?
Here's a funny hip hop fact: the
Yeah.
hook of Shooter uses the same sample as Mass Appeal.
Yes. Yeah, no, I caught that. I did catch that. You're right about that. It was a slowed down version of it, but it definitely did. But Reese, what you got for features on each album?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go with Good Kid, Mad
Good
City on
Kid?
that one.
Yeah.
I think even though I don't like the boy, him alone, you know what I'm saying?
You go Drake, the
Yeah.
boy.
And you got I mean, you got Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige,
I
you know
mean,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That kind of, there's no match really. So yeah, good debate, man. I'm gonna have to go cultural impact. I'm gonna have to go with Wayne on that one. I think y'all convinced me that Wayne really, for his time and the way people this made Wayne official. You know what I mean? As an official artist in the GOAT conversation off of that album, and the way people changed their opinion on Wayne for that time period. And that was the beginning of a very dominant run, in the 2000s, which in my opinion may have been a better era. Well, I'll say it this way. Wayne became the king of the South, I think, after Carter 2. You know what I mean? Like, after that drop and people saw that, be like, I don't know if a T.I. or a Ross or all of these Southern MCs can match this dude's lyricism and bravado. So I would have to go for the culture.
Oh, brother.
I'd give it to Wayne. Overall album artistry, I'm gonna have to go to Kendrick Lamar in a tight battle though, and it was really because of just the album creativity of it, the story format. Reese, you brought up like it was like you were in a movie. You know what I mean? Even though Carter 2 conceptually was still good with the three introductions, or the three, like the intro, the what was the one? Like the the interlude in the middle, like intermission kind of at the end, how we closed that out. Some of the skits on there, like, had made you feel like you were in Louisiana, in the South at that time. But I still got to go with Good Kid, Mad City. That is literally a movie, creatively, as far as an artistic album and a great concept album that dealt with growing up in that gang life in LA, and song quality. I have to go with Good Kid, Mad City. I think Kendrick wins this one convincingly. The song quality with the more timeless records, the better features, and the bigger records, the more notable records, for song quality. So I got it 2-1. Where do y'all have it?
I agree with you.
I definitely agree. I definitely think that I got it 2-1 as well. I definitely think that off of impact, I think that Wayne made a bigger splash. I would have to admit that, because he was in that era, but I definitely would say that it's 2-1, Kendrick.
Got you guys. Yeah. So this is part two. First, we did the first battle we did was written in 400 degrees. That was closer than I thought it would be. That really was, but that was a great battle. So this is album battle 2. So it goes to Kendrick Lamar, the winner. Good Kid, Mad City over Lil Wayne, the Carter 2. Fellas, we're gonna have to do another classic album battle. This was a great discussion, great talk. I really enjoy y'all joining me for this one, and we're gonna have to pick this up again. So Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City edges out Lil Wayne, Carter 2-1 in a unanimous decision by our judges. And with that, we will see y'all. You guys want to shout out, plug your channels real quick?
Hey man, it's Torture Talk. You know what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Ansem, BLG, aka Bootleg Gang. You can find it on Facebook groups and you can find it on YouTube. Extra footage, real quick though. Maurice, I'm gonna give these songs to you real quick, and you tell me which one you pick. This is round 21 between me and my brother. I'm Kendrick Lamar. My brother is Wayne. Squabble Up versus No. I'm sorry. Round 21. Squabble Up versus No DJ.
Oh, Squabble Up. 100%.
Round 22. ADHD versus The Block is Hot.
ADHD.
Round 23. Collard Greens versus Bling Bling.
Collard Greens.
Round 24. All the Stars versus Lollipop.
All the Stars.
Round 25. Backseat Freestyle versus 6 Foot 7 Foot.
Ah, that's a good one. 6 foot, 7 foot.
Yeah.
Round 26. Fireman versus King Kunta.
King Kunta.
Round 27. Stunning Like My Daddy versus King's Dead.
King's Dead.
Round 28. The Motto versus Family Ties.
That's a really good one. That's a tie.
Round 29. Can't Believe It versus Loyalty.
Loyalty.
Round 30. Gossip versus Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Now you heard how that sound. Those were the last 10 rounds between me and my brother. Now listen to the sound quality difference between me and this dude from South Carolina. You might not like these rounds at all, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Round 1, DNA versus Get 'Em from Dedication.
DNA.
Round 2, High Power versus Beat Without Bass, Freaky Zeke and Lil Wayne.
Oh my God.
Let me keep going. Round 3, Swimming Pools versus Duffel Bag Boy.
Swimming Pools, 100%.
Round 4, No More Parties in LA versus Suck It or Not, Cameron.
Oh, No More Parties in LA. I don't like Suck It or Not.
Round 5, Round 4 was No More Parties in LA versus Rewind, Joel Santana and Lil Wayne.
I don't remember Rewind, but I don't remember that. So I noticed
that beat.
Oh, I didn't even like the original Cop Car joint. You talking about Cop Car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that joint.
Okay. Yeah. Round 5 was Black of the Berry versus Suck of the Night.
Black of the Berry. I don't even gotta hear what the song you said. Black of the Berry.
You hear the difference between those last 10 rounds, these rounds I'm reading to you so far? Yeah. It gets worse. Round 6, Nostalgia versus Problem Solver, the Gilly the Kid this.
Yeah, Nostalgia. Yeah.
Round 7, Poetic Justice versus Back That Ass Up, might be the best round of the battle.
Poetic Justice.
Round 8, Look Over Your Shoulders versus Working Them from Dedication.
I'm gonna go Look Over Your Shoulder.
Round 9, Rigor Mortis versus Comfortable featuring Babyface.
Oh, come on. You don't even got to
round
say
10.
Song,
round 10.
Mad
City. You're gonna laugh. Now you're gonna start laughing. Round 10, Mad City versus Upgrade You Freestyle.
Oh, Mad City. Round
City. 11, Miss Officer versus All Right.
All Right, come on.
Round 12, Prostitute Flange, the song with Trina versus TV Off.
Come on, TV Off. Come on.
Round 13, Steady Mobbin', the song with Young Money and Gucci versus Money Trees.
Money trees.
Money trees, though,
Round
man.
14,
That's a
I'm a
hard
G, which is Rick Ross and Lil Wayne versus fucking Problems, A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, fucking Problems.
Round 15, We
Yeah.
Taking Over versus Humble.
Humble. Come on.
Round 16, Hustler Music versus Control.
Control. Yeah, 100%.
Round 17, Sky's the Limit versus The Recipe.
The Recipe. And I like Sky's the
Round
Limit.
round 18 was actually the best round of battle. Money in My Mind versus Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Oh, Bitch Don't Come My Vibe. That's a good battle, though. I ain't gonna lie. The original.
Round 19.
Oh, yeah.
Around 19, The Millie versus Not Like Us.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good battle. That's a tie to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Round 20, Leather So Soft versus Like That.
Oh, hold up. You said Not Like Us?
Not Like Us versus a Millie.
No, Not Like Us, bro. I'm going with Not
And
Like
the last one was Leather So Soft versus Like That.
Oh, Like That. I love Like That, bro. Like That is a classic, yeah.
Like That is fire.
So he got Kendrick winning most of the rounds.
Yeah.
I gotta do my homework because I was just listening to my Wayne list, and I mean, I could go with I'm on one. What's the joint? John with Rick Ross. I mean, I could come up with a way harder list to go against Kendrick, right? Because just to let you know, if I came, if I really did, and we're talking features and everything Wayne did,
yeah,
I think he beats Kendrick in a straight up versus if we're doing 25 songs. But the thing about it is that with GNX, I don't know now because GNX has a lot of bangers on there, man. So it's a good debate, but that list was so garbage. There were like beyond B cuts. There were C cuts from Lil Wayne.
You talking about from the first 20 rounds? That's why me and my brother did that overtime shit.
Oh my god!
And there was some people that actually got Lil Wayne winning the overtime shit and Kendrick winning the 20 shit. But he actually got Kendrick winning both. But yeah, you heard one of those rounds. He played Prostitute Flange. I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here, man, because I gotta do my other show. So
All right,
I hear
man.
that, yo.
Y'all for having me, man.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks for joining us, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews, and we will be back later on in the week with some new podcasts. So y'all have a good night, and thanks for joining us, fellas.
All right, man. I'll let
All
y'all.
right.
Peace.
Yep.